Howdy folks, Billy G and Thank God It's RC coming at you today from the garage again. Today I want to discuss the plans I have for my RC four-wheel drive 82 Toyota Hilux. I purchased it a few weeks ago. It came in. I got all excited because I wanted a super scale truck that has the scale engine bay and everything in it, and I just want to make this thing like in my super scale, most awesome looking cool truck. So I've been going over a lot of different ideas in my head, looking at different things, and I've come up with pretty much everything I think I want to do to the thing. Better said, pretty much everything I want to ask a friend of a friend to do to my truck, because he's a much better painter and artist than I am. So I'm going to have a talk with him and see what he can come up with. So let's flip the camera around and I'll show you what we have and what's to be done, and we'll go from there. Alright, so here we are. My 1982 RC all-wheel drive 1982 Toyota Hilux, and all its glory. So about the only thing I've done to it so far is taken it out of the box. I haven't put any of the body screws in. I haven't installed the inner fender wells or any of these small accessories like the rope clips that go on the side of the bed or anything. I haven't touched this thing at all yet. I've kind of just been working on other projects and trying to figure out what it is I want to do to it. Few things that I come up with. I started looking on the internet at different paint schemes, because I mean, this is a gorgeous paint job and everything, but everybody that bought this thing like this either has this paint job or resprayed it in a different color. So I want mine to be completely different from everybody else's. So I was searching all over the internet trying to find some cool looking Toyota bodies from that time period that spoke to me, and I found this thing. So this is a 1982 Toyota Hilux that was sold in the Philippines in Cebu City in 2017. Went for a little over $11,000 when it sold in 2017. So I got all the pictures I could find on it. There's a rear picture. Here's a rear side shot. I like the color scheme with the yellow, the orange, the Toyota striping. Looks like the entire front fenders and the entire hood are this orange with this metallic pearl in it, so that it has this gold hue to it. It can be really seen in this picture here. So it's orange, but it like turns gold with this hue to it. Here's a good side shot of the back showing it's got the yellow front fender well, and then the orange fender. The rear fender's orange. The underside here is orange. The whole top, including the cab, is this yellow color. So based off of these pictures, I kind of drew up what the side profile might look like, right? So you have the whole top of the fender and the hood are orange, top of the cab and the top of the door is yellow, the top of the bed is yellow, with the Toyota stripes going all the way forward. The bottom of the truck is orange, with the rear fender flares being orange and the front fender flares being yellow, and the front cowl here being yellow. So based off all those pictures, that's kind of how I see this thing looking. So now let's talk about the colors. The yellow is a yellow. I'm sure we'll be able to kind of color match that. But for the orange, I'm sure in some of my videos outside y'all have seen my little orange Miata. It's called lava orange, and it has that pearlescent hue to it so that when the sun hits it, it turns gold. So I have an actual can of that color spray paint. It's a copper orange that changes that color. So I want to ask the painter if he can use that for all the orange parts on the car. We'll color match the yellow, and then it looks like we might be able to use some of these stripes here to make the stripes on the truck. And you know, he can paint the Toyota emblem on the back like that using the paints red, orange, and yellow. It's already got the chrome wheels, right? So it comes with these front and rear bumpers. I'm not too keen on this rear bumper the way it is, so I might try and make something out of metal or 3D print something that's more like this, just a straight bar with the hitch system on it. Something like that, or I can modify this somehow. Maybe looking at it, I can like cut these sides off, cut this front piece off here, and just leave this straight bar going across here with the hitch system on it. We'll see if I can modify that. And the front one, you know, I might cut these wings off of here or something just to get rid of the front part there, because the front of this doesn't really have that. It's got the winch on the front, which I can get a winch to put on there, but I don't want the plastic wrapping around the front. And I'll also ask the painter to paint the bumper and the trim around the lights and everything black to match this, if that's possible. So that's kind of my idea for a paint scheme. I just kind of, that's the only Toyota Hilux that I can find anywhere on the internet that looks like that, is that one particular truck that came out of Cebu City, or sold in Cebu City, Philippines, back in 17. So that being said, I name all of my trucks. So, you know, I got the titanium rock buggy, I got El Habanero over here, we got the mystery machine, we got my mini Macho Guaco, and we got the goat, right? So all my trucks got names. Except for this guy. So this morning I got to thinking about it, and I said, you know, I kind of found the truck in the Philippines that I'm kind of modeling it after, so let me try and find a Filipino name. So I typed in the internet, you know, Filipino truck names, and it came up with all kinds of stuff, nothing that I could really pronounce. So I was like, So then I said, well, let me check, you know, the place where it came from, which is Cebu City, which is right next to Lapu-Lapu City, which is where, you know, my wife is from. She's from Cebu and Lapu-Lapu. So I was like, all right, so let's type in Lapu-Lapu on the internet. And lo and behold, Lapu-Lapu is actually the name of a Filipino warrior from the 1500s that fought off the colonization of the Spanish taking over Macatan Island, which is the island of where Cebu City and Lapu-Lapu are. The Lapu-Lapu is named after this Philippine warrior. This is an image of his liking. So I want to try and have this image scaled and painted on the hood after it's orange, just as a, you know, a mural on the hood of the truck. And also I'm going to use one of these fonts. I'm thinking possibly this one, or maybe that one. Something. I'm thinking this one. I like this one. I'm gonna use that font and redo the windshield banner, right? Have it just say Lapu-Lapu across the front. So yeah, so I named the truck Lapu-Lapu after the great warrior Lapu-Lapu that saved Macatan Island from being colonized by the Spanish in the 1500s. So, cool name, cool story, all ties together. So, for the interior, I want to do this brown and tan color interior. But of course it has a bench seat, which is different. But for the bench seat, I ordered some material. So I got this here, this kind of southwestern style that plays into the same color scheme. And also this southwestern style is typical, found like in the Philippines, like the old Philippine style fabric. So they're kind of the same style with the zigzags and the crosses and all these patterns. So this would be typical Filipino fabric also. So since the truck came from the Philippines, has a Filipino name, a Philippine paint job, I thought it should have a Philippine seat cover. So that's my plan for the interior. That all being said, I've been following RC Every Day YouTube channel. He has a whole bunch of different RC four-wheel drive trucks, including this particular truck. And on his channel, he goes through and explains and gives all kinds of simple modifications and things that you can do to make the truck like flex better, because right now you lift the tire and the whole thing lifts up. You know, so he says you can adjust the suspension, you can lower the front a little bit by changing the shock mount in the front a little bit. You can change the rear shock mounts to make it flex a little bit better, remove some of the leaf spring material on there and give it a little bit more squish. All these different things to make it, give it a little bit better stance and to help it, you know, gain a little bit of flex and whatnot, so that it reacts more like a real truck when it drives. So I'm going to be doing a bunch of those mods here coming up soon. And also, instead of using screws in the body holes there, he actually puts some set screws inside the holes, and then he just pulls this out like that over the set screw and just plops it in place, and the flex of the body holds it on, so you don't have to sit there and use a screwdriver to pull the body on and off all the time. What else? Yeah, that's it. That's a lot. So Gus, if you're out there watching, I'm coming for you. I need your help, buddy. So that's my plan, and that's what I want to do. I want this truck to look like this thing. So got a lot of work ahead of me, and a lot of work for Gus if he decides to help me out. But I think it's going to be awesome. I might try and put like a gun rack in the back window and hang a rifle in there. I got a couple rifles that I can hang back there, and I got some characters that I can, you know, put in the seat, you know, driver and whatnot. But yeah, I'm really excited now to get this project underway and see where it'll go. And this is going to be like my ultimate scale trail truck. So hope y'all think it's cool. What do you think of my ideas? Is there anything I should do different? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and we'll see you on the flip side. We'll get started on some of these mods coming up here pretty soon. Alright, this has been Billy Jean with Thank God It's RC with the plan update for the RC 4-wheel drive 1982 Toyota Hilux. Thanks for watching.